Hello, here is the news at this hour from TSTV. I'm Kende Juritilu. Here are some major headlines. Oyo approves reconstruction of 45.3-kilometer road for 87.7 billion naira. Presidential panel begins verification of seized assets by Magu. Large gatherings banned under emergency decree in Thailand. In sports, Romero asks United to cancel his contract. The news in details. The Oyo State government has announced approval for the reconstruction of 45.3-kilometer Shaki Ogoro Road at the cost of 8,700,456,862.72 million naira. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, said this in a statement yesterday. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Muyiwa Ojekunle, while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the 28th Oyo State Executive Council meeting, explained that the project was awarded under the alternative project funding approach, which would see the contractor initially execute the project with its funds, while the state will pay back through scheduled repayments. The Executive Council also approved the installation of 58 motorized boreholes across the 33 local government areas of the state at the cost of 312,202,900 naira. Similarly, the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatumosu, hinted that the State Executive Council approves semi-autonomy for 4 secondary hospitals as the pilot scheme for quality healthcare delivery in the state. Meanwhile, the mother of the Governor of Oyo State, Mrs. Abigail Makinde, has reportedly died. Though there is no official statement from the governor's family yet, it was learned that Mrs. Makinde, who celebrated 80 years earlier this year, was said to have died in the early hours of today. Newsmen revealed that Governor Makinde had described his late mother as a disciplinarian, straightforward and blunt woman. Makinde, however, noted that he took a little bit of his mother's virtues. The presidential panel is set to probe the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, and has begun a physical verification of all assets seized by the EFCC. The panel, led by former president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ayo Salami, has visited Lagos, Abuja, River State, and a few other major offices of the commission. A source close to the panel said the aim of the exercise was to verify claims made by Magu regarding the seizure of assets. The source, who refused to disclose himself, said members of the panel had been visiting major zonal offices of the EFCC in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and will visit Ibadan this week, adding that the report would be submitted to the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, next week. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Communications Commission says it is working in partnership with stakeholders to ensure the safety of 5G networks in Nigeria in preparation for the launch of the technology. The Executive Vice President NCC, Professor Umar Dambata, said the government had started working on a policy that will drive the deployment of 5G. The EVC spoke at a tech forum themed multi-stakeholder approach to national recovery post-pandemic yesterday. Dambata, who was represented by the Director Technical Standards and Network Integrity at NCC, Bako Wakil, said the Commission would carry out an environmental impact analysis on the use of 5G and the electromagnetic field's impact on humans in Nigeria, adding that once this is done, Nigerians can safely utilize 5G and reap all the economic, human, and material benefits of 5G. Gambata, however, said that the economic benefits of 5G to Nigeria post-coronavirus pandemic would be huge, as almost all businesses and activities of government are migrating and offering their services online, noting that the technology would accelerate the adoption of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence applications. The federal government has announced November the 10th, 2020 as resumption date for NYC orientation camps across the country. This was made known today by the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, by his official Twitter handle. Dare, in a statement, said the resumption of the NYC orientation camp for prospective youth corps members has been approved and opens on November 10th, 2020, while full COVID-19 protocols will be enforced. It will be recalled that the federal government had on March the 18th, 2020, ordered the immediate closure of ongoing National Youth Corps Service orientation camps nationwide over coronavirus fears. The news on TSTV will be right back with you after this message.
The news so far.
Welcome back, and now to some foreign stories. Thailand has issued an emergency decree banning protests as it clamps down on largely peaceful pro-democracy rallies that have also targeted the monarchy. In a televised announcement, the government said urgent measures were needed to maintain peace and order. It justified the orders partly on the grounds of some protesters disturbing a royal motorcade during a mass march in Bangkok yesterday, which more than 20 people have been arrested, including 3 protest leaders. Thailand's student-led democracy movement has, however, been calling for the resignation of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, while protests have widened in recent months to also call for curbs on the King's House. Hong Kong and Singapore have announced plans for quarantine-free travel between the two locations. Under the proposed plans, residents of both cities will be required to show they have tested negative for the virus, adding that passengers must travel on dedicated flights where no transit passengers will be allowed on board. However, a date for the travel bubbles launch has not yet been announced, but Singapore's Transport Minister Ong Ye Kung said he hoped it would start in weeks. Both locations have recorded low coronavirus transmission rates, but experts in Hong Kong have warned of a possible resurgence of the virus in winter. To some sports stories, Manchester United goalkeeper Sergio Romero has asked the club to cancel his contract before the end of the month. Despite deadlines in Europe passing last week, that would allow him to join a team in Major League Soccer, where the transfer window remains open until the 29th of October. Romero has lost his place at Old Trafford as backup to David De Gea as a result of homegrown Dean Henderson returning to the club since last season. The veteran Argentine, who played in the 2014 World Cup final was excluded from United's Champions League squad, but the club had earlier blocked a proposed move to Everton. The club's treatment of Romero and refusal to let the 33-year-old leave is also thought to have disappointed a number of his United teammates who have expressed their sympathy for him and the way he has suddenly been frozen out after 5 years of loyal service. Meanwhile, Newcastle forward Alan Saint-Maximin has signed a new deal to stay at St James's Park until 2026. The Frenchman was already under a long-term contract, having signed an initial 6-year deal when he joined the Magpies in August 2019, following a 16 million transfer from Nice. However, Saint-Maximin impressed during his debut Premier League season, where he played 30 times and scored 4 goals. Magpies manager Steve Bruce said in a statement that they are absolutely delighted that he's committed his future to the club. With that, we've come to the end of the news, a recap of the headlines. Oyo approves reconstruction of 45.3-kilometer road for 87.7 billion naira. Presidential panel begins verification of seized assets by Magu. Large gatherings banned under emergency decree in Thailand. In sports, Romero asks Manchester United to cancel his contract. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 measures. The news was compiled by Hope Chijioke. I'm Candy Jorichilu. Good day, and thanks for watching.